Welcome into a brand new YouTube video after a little bit of a break from YouTube and doing a month of streams on Twitch.tv. We're coming back to bring you some information about two new deck trackers that have just hit the market this week. That's right, Marvel Snap has deck trackers now. One of them's created by the fellas over at Untap.gg, the other one, Snap.fan. How do these deck trackers relate to one another? How do they compare? And which one's right for you? Let's dive into it and find out, shall we? Let's go right on over here, take a look. Now you can see I've got Marvel Snap pulled up and we've got our deck trackers. Over on the right side of our screen is the Snap.fan deck tracker, and over on the left is the Untapped.gg. Now, one thing that we can notice right off the bat is that Snap.fan still has the end game state from the last game that we played, while Untapped is very much refreshed and ready for the next game. This gets really well illustrated when we change our decks. Untapped will immediately update the information based off of the deck we've selected, whereas Snap.fan waits until we're in a game to actually check things out. Some other quick things that we can notice off the bat before we even get into battling is, first off, both of them can run as a window, a standalone window. Untapped is able to be always on top via a toggle in the settings, whereas Snap.fan does not have that setting yet. However, I did read on their website that they are working on that feature. Real big reminder again, these deck trackers just released this week, which means that they are very young and there are many more updates. So keep an eye out on this channel. We'll keep reviewing these trackers as they evolve. But if you see a bug during this video or see something that might not be of your liking, remember, we're going to get more and more updates on these trackers. So very much as I was saying, Untap.gg does have a window mode, so does Snap.fan. So if you are a content creator, you can use either one of these with window capture and OBS and be A-okay. However, Snap.fan does not have an always on top mode, so you're going to want to look into utilizing an auto hotkey script or similar to force it to always be on top. Now, our next big difference when we're talking about window mode is that the Untap.gg has 3 preset sizes for its window, and that is all you kind of get. You've got the 1x, which we're showing here. Bear in mind that, well, actually, let's go ahead and take a quick look instead at the actual full screen layout. There we go, guys. This is the full screen layout, and you can kind of see how they are lined up on my display. And Untap.gg both has a window mode, right? The little window, which OBS is, I'm using that to capture, but it also has an overlay. Snap.fan is only a window mode. They do not have an overlay like Untap does. However, again, Untap only has 3 selectable sizes for window. 1x, 1.5x, and the monstrous 2x. Whereas Snap.fan is a fully customizable window, just like any other Windows application, allowing you to position and size that any way that you would like. And you know, as you do that, you do get the scroll bars. So if you want to go and make it really short, you can go ahead and scroll through it as you need. Those are kind of the big off the bat differences that we can take into account by looking at these two deck trackers without even opening up a game. So let's get into it. I've got a deck here that's built just for checking out the trackers. I don't think this is a competitive deck at all. Now you can see Snap.fan has figured out we are in a game and has populated. Now, first off the bat, added to deck 5 random cards. That's right, guys, we're playing Thanos, and the deck trackers do not know what those random cards, random mystery cards are in our decks. They don't realize that they're stones. However, hopefully we'll be able to see some interesting pieces here in reference to what it can see. And here we have vibranium mines. So we know that we had stones added to our deck, but the deck tracker couldn't figure those out, either one. But what if we put vibranium in our deck? We should see 3 of them added to deck, right? Sure enough, there they are. Now, you can see again, these are kind of new applications. It does look like, oh no, there it is. Both of them having 2 vibranium in our deck because we did pull a vibranium. We'll do that move again, and you'll be able to see the difference in update times between the 2 applications. Snap.fan updates immediately when it can get that information, while Untap.gg, which I think is better for content creators, stays in line with the animations, and so it doesn't reveal information any earlier than Marvel Snap does itself. So first thing we do, we'll end turn, and you'll notice over on Snap.fan, boom, there's all the rocks that got destroyed on our opponent's side, all the vibranium that went in, while on the left side here, the vibranium kind of showed up a little bit later to be in line with the animation. We can do very similar here by playing Killmonger. Once again, when we're done with the Killmonger, boom, Snap.fan has all of the rocks destroyed and highlighted, while if we look over here, it did take a moment for this number to show 6 on Untapped. Now what's really cool here is Untapped's got a very nice, and I'll just quickly take my webcam off to kind of highlight this for you guys. It's got a very nice kind of collapsible feature here, right? So if I want to see the destroyed cards, I can open them up, I can collapse them. If I don't want to see my deck anymore, if I just want to see destroyed, it's a very clean interface with collapsibility, and it just makes it a little bit easier to manage. Whereas on Snap.fan, you're just getting all the information that you're getting immediately at all times, shown in the large, in that large window there. Another big difference between the two, which in this game we are able to highlight, is that Snap.fan is currently tracking the opponent's destroyed cards as well. However, Untapped only shows what happens on our side of the board. Yo, Moro, good to see you coming in live on Twitch.tv. We're just doing a little YouTube recording, checking out the differences between these 2 Snap trackers. And here, this is why we have Galactus in the deck, simply to destroy cards on both our side of the field and our opponent's side of the field, in order to really highlight what these deck trackers are being able to grasp. So let's go ahead, let's open up the Destroy tab. Let's hide our webcam a little bit here, and let's see what happens as this turn plays out. Now notice the kind of the difference in update times. Untap.gg really tries to stay with its update in line with the times that the animations on Marvel Snap happens. Whereas, boom, Snap.fan will immediately show what cards were destroyed, what card was pulled out of your deck, what card was put into your deck the moment it gets that information. So let's go ahead, we'll play another game here and see about tracking some more bits. Now again, you'll notice Snap.fan still has the old state, but Untapped is ready to go. Default Dan coming in with the live Twitch.tv raid right in the middle of a live YouTube recording on Twitch.tv. Default Dan, thank you so much for coming in, bud. We're checking out the new Untapped deck tracker versus the Snap.fan deck tracker. So welcome in. Hope you had a wonderful stream, my friend. So yeah, let's throw a time stone here. Again, one of the reasons why I put some of these cards in, time stone will draw a card. Notice how much quicker Snap.fan will show us what card was drawn by graying it out compared to untapped. Boom. All right. That was a little bit slower than I expected, to be honest, but we can already kind of see a little bit of the difference there. Again, where it appears that Snap.fan, really the moment it sees the data, it's going to update its tracker. Molnir added to the deck. Both trackers know that it is a hammer added in. That feels really good to see. Killmonger, we'll go ahead and let this rip. And again, one of the big differences here being that untapped only shows what happens on your side of the board, while Snap.fan is tracking the opponent's side of the board as well. You can kind of see again those things pop in at different rates for both of the different applications. We'll throw down Death here. Again, we'll utilize some stones to initiate some draws from our deck. And we'll see if I can call out by watching Snap.fan what card we're drawing before it actually shows up on Marvel Snap. All right. It looks like it was one of the stones. Oh, it was Lockjaw. Okay. I didn't notice the Lockjaw become unhighlighted. This is an excellent moment to show off here that Lockjaw, okay, wait a second. Let's put Lockjaw down. We'll put Lockjaw on right, and then we'll play Black Bolt into Lockjaw. And what we'll see in both trackers, if I remember correctly, is that Lockjaw will then become ungrayed out, representing that Lockjaw is indeed back in our deck. Also, we'll get the opportunity to show off that Snap.fan does track our opponent's discards as well, by utilizing Black Bolt and discarding one of our opponent's cards. Another really big difference here that I'm going to take a moment here to highlight is that untapped will show you when a card is removed from your deck. Now, obviously, it can't tell you what card was removed from your deck because we don't know that. But if Cable is played, a new section in the deck spot will show up and say cards removed from deck or removed from deck. And it will show a little mystery card, giving you a visual icon in case you looked away that yes, a Cable or other card did activate and removed one of your cards, though we don't know what it is. Snap.fan currently doesn't have a way to show that a card was removed from your deck. But again, a big power to Snap.fan is seeing that our opponent gets a discarded card as well, and that card is Lizard. And again, we saw that Lizard pop up in opponent discarded section before it actually showed up on Marvel Snap. We're going to do one more game here, hopefully a quick one. And what I really would like to try to see is just to get a discard out of our side of the board so that we can see the discards show up for both of us. So again, I think to really focus in on that, I'm going to play an actual discard deck. It's an old one, but it's a good one, the Pitbull in the Discard Casino. Got a YouTube video on that one too. So here we go. Things are finally updated. We're into a game now. This one utilizing Lockjaw, so that's going to be pretty good for us as far as seeing cards go in and out of our deck in the deck tracker. Oh, excuse me. All right, so we'll see that we discarded Lady Sift. We can see that in Snap.fan immediately. It was the Colleen Wing that did it. And you can kind of see in both trackers, Swarm is in our deck being very much highlighted. And Colleen Wing came back out as a grayed out card. We're going to skip here. We're going to destroy our rocks with the Collapsed Mind, a brand new location that came out the same week that our deck trackers came out. By skipping a location, we destroy cards on our side of the board, all of our rocks, and we can see in both trackers that they are destroyed on our side. Now that is kind of interesting about Untapped. I'm going to say I really love how clean and slick this is, but there's not a way to see both tabs of destroyed and discarded at the same time. Whereas in Snap.fan, We do see them both at the same time, but we've got no option. We always see them at the same time. Gambit, an excellent card here to show that we are tracking what we're discarding, but we're also tracking what we are destroying. So it looks like we were able to destroy our opponent's Lockjaw. And you'll notice APOC on the over here untapped, very much in line with the animations. APOC was discarded, he showed up and discarded, then he went back in hand, he disappeared from discarded. Whereas Snap.fan, you didn't even notice. It kind of just shows you the end state of the animation before the animations are finished. I really do like how Untapped stays in line. I really have to say Untapped for content creators is probably the way to go because it's just so in line with the content you're creating. Again though, I have to say if you want to get really sweaty on the ladder, the extra information that's being pulled from Snap.fan about the deck you're playing and the metrics of it being right there is super helpful. And also just having a visual understanding, a visual reminder of not just our discards and our destroys, but also what's happening on our opponent's side is extremely strong as well. And then we'll go ahead, end this game out, see if we can't win it with a big old APOC. Our opponent retreated, and there you go. There you go. So I think those are all the major points between the deck trackers that I could highlight and show off live to you from twitch.tv as we record into a YouTube channel. What did you guys think? Is there any major differences, any major features that I forgot to announce? Anything like the cable feature where Untapped will tell you that a mystery card was removed from your deck, but Snap.fan doesn't have that built in yet. How do you guys like these deck trackers? Are you gonna go pick them up? Are you gonna use them? Is one better than the other? You let me know down in the comments. Hit the thumbs up button and don't forget to hit that subscribe and bell notification icon. Guys, check me out on twitch.tv/JEESEJAMES, and I'll catch you in the next one.